I don't like buying nonsense. I've told you, I'm a Yoruba girl. I have to. My money must get its worth. If you mistakenly touch that bag, even with your nail, or you smelt it too close, I could just... Hey guys, welcome back to the Power Closet, a space for perspectives where conversation meets style. If you're new here, hi, what's up, what's popping? My name is Tumi and I make all sorts of videos from fashion, conversation, lifestyle, and everything in between. Hello people. I love how I always do my hook and then it's kind of like a script and then immediately I'm like, hi, what's up, what's popping? But hey guys, so today's video is something that I love and I have to give a shout out to, I think it's Precious Peters. She comments on my videos quite a bit. So she commented under, I think it was the quiet luxury or pre-loved handbags, pre-loved luxury handbags rather, where she was speaking about, hey, could you do a video about basically building a luxury collection from scratch? And I was like, that's a fantastic idea. Why haven't I ever thought about that? And obviously you guys know that I love my luxe babe stuff. I love my things. So I was like, I would love to do a video like that. Thank you for asking. But basically going to be speaking about building a luxury collection from scratch without spending 10,000 plus pounds or 7,000 plus pounds. So no, I wouldn't be giving you like, oh, go to Hermes and go buy a Birkin or a Kelly. Not right now, please. Like, I mean, if you have the money to do that straight off the bat, do you, girl? Do you, man? I really like that. But that was not my case, okay? So I'm gonna share a bit about my journey and the stuff that I bought to start my collection and how I even got into all of this in the first place. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a very interesting story. I have to give a disclaimer. You know, I like to tell a lot of stories. I'm of Yoruba descent, right? And I like to say that one of my names is Omobolaji, which means, what does my name mean again? What is my name? Did I just really forget what my name means? A child that I'd walk with wealth. So I like to say that the reason why I like all these expensive things is because heaven even knew that this was a child that had to have nice stuff, okay? Not just nice stuff. I really like being comfortable, being pampered, etc, etc. How did I just forget my name in the middle of the video? Okay, to tell you that I am so like, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So it just like, I had a moment of complete blank, like I blanked out and I forgot my own name. Like who forgets their own name? Anywho, let's just cut straight to it. So I started my luxury collection probably from a very young age. I'll say like one of the first things I ever received that was expensive was a Prada wallet. Oh my God, I think I still have it. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it now. Here, it's the Saffiano leather wallet. It was a gift. I feel like I got this on my, was this 16th birthday or something? So it was Prada. Obviously at that time, the thing that was reigning was like the Saffiano leather, the Prada like tote. So my brother and sister kindly got this for me. I literally use it just to hold stuff. Whenever I go to Nigeria, I have cash. So this is where I put, is there money inside there? Oh yeah, but yeah, I still have it. So this was a gift from my family. So that was probably one of the most expensive things that I had ever gotten. And then I literally treated it like the sun. It literally was like the sun to me because it was like the first thing that I got that was probably over like 100 or so pounds. So that was given to me. Now the second thing so I had first gotten Prada, which is a bit of an anomaly because I had this whole like equation that I was gonna give you guys at the end. But I guess the next first like major wow piece again that I got was a gift was when I was in A-levels. So that was 2012 thereabout. So I remember I traveled with my mom and she bought me this Tory Birch bag. It was in beige. I think around about then it should have been maybe around, I have to say it must have been below 400 pounds. Or around the 400 pound mark max. And I remember when she bought it for me, this was my equivalent of a Birkin. Like if you told me otherwise, I would have been so upset. If you mistakenly touch that bag if you touch it even with your nail or you smelt it too close, I could just, because that was my baby. Like I love that bag to death. I will show you very hideous photos from this is over like 12 years ago when I first got the bag, and it meant everything to me. I loved it so much. So I have a bit of an interesting tale because now I'm telling you all of the stories and I have this whole thing about how I feel like someone can build their collection, but mine wasn't traditional in any way, because you see, we got Prada and then we got Tory Burch. Now, after I got Tory Burch, I think I traveled with my mom again to America, and this was the time where I started getting into like ultra luxury, so like Chanel and Hermes, etc. And I literally screamed, cried, threw a tantrum, begged, and during one of her conferences, she took me to Neiman Marcus, and I remember as a gift, she then bought me the Chanel GST. So like I said, like unconventional, because remember, I think we've done 3 now. It wasn't my money. I was being gifted this by Bank of Mommy and Daddy. So I got those 3 from my parents, but again, super lovely, really, really great. Now, it kind of changed a bit because, I mean, at this point, I was in boarding school. In boarding school, how much was my allowance? I couldn't even buy those bags, even if I saved. I couldn't buy them because how much was I getting? The money that I was getting was to buy like Asian food, like takeout when I had done my homework. I barely had any money when I was in boarding school. But I feel like the game really changed when I moved to uni. And I started doing uni in London, and my allowance went up significantly. And my mom and I had a really good thing going on there because she was actually quite generous. So she gave me a really healthy allowance, which meant that I could save. So I've always been a saver. Like I always used to save and not just save. Was I investing then? No, I wasn't investing. I was just saving. So I've always been a saver. Like I never spend all the money that I get. It's just something that I guess, I don't know. I feel like it's just something my family had like trained me to do. So anywho, I would save my money and I would put like a portion of it towards like things that I wanted to buy. So I feel like, again, one of the most expensive items that I bought with my own money at that point in time was a Ralph Lauren sweater. So I wore this sweater till it had holes in them. It was so bad. Like it became so bad that it was almost even a uniform at that point. So it was my money, and it was just after my mom had bought me the GST because she said, girl, I put down money 3 times. You have allowance, you use your own money, which I feel like is actually a really good principle. So she took me to the store. I tried to finesse and like throw a tantrum for her to buy for me, and she was like, it's not gonna work, babes. You're gonna use your money. So I remember putting down like 300 plus pounds. I bought it. Hold on a second. Sorry guys, Amazon delivery. So I remember she took me to the store, tried to get her to like, oh hey, you're gonna pay for this too, and she's like, no sweetie, you're gonna use your own bands and pay for this. So I remember buying it, and this is something that I've always done. When I get something or when I get like a major piece, I start putting together an outfit, and I still do it till today. Like if I see something, I probably even haven't bought it yet, but I'm already building an outfit. So when she got me the GST, I built this whole outfit and I thought I was the bomb. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear it with my Stuart Weitzman boots. Wait for it, I'll tell you the story about that one. The Chanel GST and the Ralph Lauren knitwear jumper. And in my head, I was the baddest babe in the entire universe. So obviously mom and dad had paid for a bag. I was trying to think who are the other people that are going to contribute to the Tumi society and pay for the other 2 major items that I was like, why did I even want all of these things? You see, like I've always had very big eyes from a very young age. Anywho, so I bought the sweater myself. And remember, I just described an outfit to you. So there was one more item missing, which was Stuart Weitzman boots, which is again part of building a luxury collection. So this was my next acquisition. So one of these boots, everybody knows them. They're the lowland boots or like the highlands. And I know they have like all sorts of variations right now. But I remember buying the lowlands, and thankfully my mom had done the bag. So my father decided, okay, chip into your lifestyle and I would buy you the boots. So he bought me the boots on the fact that it was super cold in London that time and he just wanted to treat me. So he's like, it's fine, I'll buy you the boots. So there you have it. I had my completely, now in retrospect, I'm thinking that outfit wasn't as bad as I thought, but I thought I was a badass babe and I was so happy wearing that outfit. Now, as we progressed, mommy and daddy decided that they're gonna pull out a bit more from my my shopping, and I started, like, they were giving me an allowance so I could save to buy what I wanted. So I think that actually started them like gradually letting me pay for my stuff myself, and I would save my money. And what I then got into was shoes and accessories, because the truth of the matter is, based on where I was then, where am I going to find 4K to buy a bag? Like, how's that possible? If like I just didn't have, like, then I just didn't have that kind of money. I didn't. But if it was shoes, yeah, I could finesse that. So I remember one of the first few items that I bought, again still at uni, were sunglasses. So these are Celine. I still wear them and I feel like, ooh, this is giving expensive. I feel like one of those like, hello, can you ask the chef to please make me a salad? I have a serious problem. But anyway, these are old Celine. So it has like the 3 dots on the side. And I got these when Phoebe was still creative director. I still wear these. They're so classic. I think I got them for £270. So I saved and I probably bought them from Harrods or Harvey Nichols or something of that sort. And I wore it to death. I still have like the pouch. I still have everything. The whole Celine Paris. Oh my God, is that dirty? Probably is a little bit filthy now. Or is it a mark? I don't know. The thing has chipped off, but I loved those sunglasses. So that was probably one of like my first big girl purchases. I mean, besides the sweater. And of course I bought like all sorts of things, but the next thing that I remember buying clearly that was quite a splurge and was very unexpected. I had this friend who was also at school with me in London, and we would have times where we were supposed to be going to class, then we'll just wander off and end up on Oxford Street or in Harrods. Like, it was like a crazy, like, I loved living, like I literally loved having uni in London. It just suited my personality to the T. So anywho, we ended up at Harrods one of these days, me and her. And it was during the time where the Chanel sneakers were just released. Obviously when Karl Lagerfeld was creative director, he brought these like, I think it was like the cruise collection. I had this green Chanel sneaker, she bought the silver, and it was stunning. I remember mine being about £460, and I used my money to buy that. It was something like, again, like I said, I was like a heavy saver, so I used to save quite a bit, and I put my allowance and I bought these shoes. So funny story, I'll like even tell you guys, those shoes, I don't own them anymore. I actually ended up selling them for a profit. So I sold them for more than I bought them, which is quite great. And I think I had the shoe for almost like 2 years. So I actually recycle my things, especially when I'm not using them anymore and I know they have value, which is why I don't buy everything that I see. I'm quite like strategic with what it is that I buy, because I don't like buying nonsense. I've told you, I'm a Yoruba girl. I have to. My money must get its worth. So I remember buying those, and that was really, really great. So then kept on saving, but my eye then got super big. And okay, before my eyes got big, I know that I started getting vintage pieces. So this is where my pre-love luxury like desire started growing. I then bought the tiny mini croissant from Vestiaire Collective. Oh God, should I show you that? Oh, fine, I'll get up. Okay, I actually got up to show you guys because I want to be a good YouTuber, you know. Anywho, so I got the vintage mini croissant from Vestiaire Collective. So I got it for £110 or so, and I remember seeing this same bag for almost like £1,000 plus. Like I told you, and the reason why I got it was I saw Kim Kardashian. She had this bag and she was holding it, and it just looked stunning. Like even till today, I still absolutely love this bag. It is so stunning and it works so well whenever I use it for dinner. It was £110 and I bought it whilst I was at uni. It was during the time where Fendi was popping. Everyone was buying like baguettes. They were revamping the baguettes, and that was what I decided to invest in. And obviously I bought all sorts of stuff. I probably bought like jewelry, more shoes. I remember, did I buy the, okay, no, I bought that when I started work, but all sorts of things. I mainly focused on shoes and vintage. And of course, again, I was really lucky. My parents were kind enough to then gift me with a classic Chanel flap in 2016. I've spoken about this before, and it was a very, very beautiful bag. Definitely like one of like my prized possessions in terms of my collection, because I got it for a good price, in contrast to the fact that it's like what, 3 times the price now. So then I got like the Chanel 2016, and obviously 2018 I started working and I started buying myself. They stopped buying me things, like, 'cause I got, you are a working woman, go and buy your stuff yourself. Paid for all my stuff myself. And then that was when I started buying, like I bought my 2 bags from like Hermes, and then the 3rd from Hermes. I bought the Celine, and then yeah, I started building my collection by myself. I then went into bags, and by the grace of God, you guys, this channel, you guys should subscribe so that I can show you. Don't you guys want to see me move on to ready to wear? Don't you? I know you do. So hit that button. But seriously, I feel like once you cross the like bags and accessories limits and you move into RTW, that's when you know that you're really a baller. But you used to go and be splurging on like, I don't know, like a tweed jacket and some pants. Your money long. So yeah, that is my story. And just like transparency, I've literally told you guys how I got all this stuff, right? And it wasn't that I woke up from the womb and I started buying. Why is it that everybody is choosing to visit me when I'm recording? What? Okay guys, I don't remember where I stopped, but yes, that was my collection. So it wasn't like I just woke up and they were giving me, you know, take this vintage mini Kelly 20. That was not my story. And I don't even own one yet. Just wait, I'm sure it's coming. Anywho, so I feel like to build a collection, you can start small. I decided that I would basically make like, why is everyone annoying me today? Why are you banging? Stop it! So what I was getting at is I kind of made like this like whole, I don't want to call it an equation, but like a simple progression based on my journey. But of course, do you, like, if you want to start with Hermes or ready to wear or I don't know, high jewelry, please go for it. There is no formula to this, but this is what I basically went through. Not exactly, but in general, this is pretty much what I went through. So I'd say premium. So starting with like premium luxury. So that's when I got like Tory Burch, the Ralph Lauren, and all of that kind of good stuff. You don't necessarily have to start with like a 10,000 pound bag. You can get a really nice pair of shoes from Stuart Weitzman. You can get a bag from Tory Burch, or there is even another brand that I really love, Polen. I think it's Polen. So Polen has amazing pieces for 340 pounds. Like, I'll put the link below. I think there's another one called Neos or something like that. So those are what I'll call like premium brands. It's not like super luxury. Is that what they're called? I think they're called super luxury or something of that sort. So the like Chanel, the Hermes, etc, etc. You don't have to only buy that for you to break into luxury. You can start small, but even though small, it's still expensive. It's still expensive. Like, I remember the first time I had to put my own card into the machine, I was wailing and lamenting like, hey! Honestly, because when the money leaves your account, you're like, I can't believe you're actually doing this to me. But such is life. Next is, I would say you can go into accessories. So sunglasses are a great way to go in, and I feel like this is probably even cheaper than premium. So maybe I should have rearranged it. Maybe you can rearrange the equation a bit, in the sense that if you go on like Vestiaire Collective, you can find vintage like sunglasses from like Celine, or not even vintage, like pre-loved from like Celine, from Miu Miu. I remember I was walking on Oxford Street and I saw this lady. I actually need to go and find it on Vestiaire right now. If I find some that I don't buy myself, I'll put it below. There are these like, it's almost like old season Miu Miu, but it's probably something that they're remaking again. It's, you know how luxury brands always like recycle stuff. So it was see-through, it had the whole Miu Miu sign there, and it looked so good. That is a way of starting your collection. It doesn't necessarily have to be big. You know, go and buy a mansion or something crazy of that sort. Another thing that I really like are earrings. So vintage Chanel earrings, if you go on Vestiaire, you can bid for stuff. Literally negotiate with the seller. If they're saying 200, oh hey, would you accept 150? Would you accept 170? And save up towards it. That is another way to break in and start building your collection slowly. The next place, so we went, you know, we rearranged it, sunglasses to premium. Now we're going to shoes and more accessories. I called it shoes and accessories. It's actually shoes and vintage pieces. So shoes tend to be a little bit expensive now. Like, for example, I was buying Chanel trainers for 400 pounds. You're not going to find that again. It just doesn't exist. I went to Selfridges 2 days ago and I picked up the same like similar variation, right? But pretty much the same trainer. I turned it and I saw the price was 1,200. And I almost fainted. I was like, wait. Don't like, these shoes are 1,200. So yeah, I sold them, but I mean, I don't regret selling them. Will I buy them again? I'm sure at some point I will, but I do not want to pay 1,200 for that. Definitely check Vestiaire. If I find anyone that are pretty good, I'll put them below. But again, I've also gotten amazing shoes of Vestiaire Collective. I've gotten vintage Chanel slingbacks. My friend actually bought me a pair of Chanel shoes as a gift from Vestiaire again. So that's another way of building your collection. You can get into shoes, because shoes can be below the 500 pound mark. If you're going to buy a brand new in store, it's going to be over 500, sis. It's just the way it goes. It is super expensive. And I speak about how I actually save for stuff like this through like my luxury fund. Check out my budgeting video, because it's one thing that I've spoken about like between my friends. And I remember when they said, they were like, luxury, like, what is a luxury fund? But that is how I actually save towards the things it is that I want to buy. And the final part of our progression will be bags. So this is when you start buying like bags in store. So you want like your Chanel bag, you want your Hermes bag, you want, I don't know, Bottega Veneta, your Loewe's, your, yeah, those ones tend to be a little bit more expensive. So let's do a recap. I said sunglasses, then premium, shoes and vintage pieces, bags, and when you become, you know, the officer of officers, you can move on to ready to wear. Because for you to start spending 7,000 pounds on a jacket and 5,000 pounds on a trouser, so your outfits for one day is 12k. You reached another level. So I didn't even put RTW because I'm not even there yet. But stay tuned, guys. This is why you all have to subscribe. This is why you all have to subscribe. So that, don't you want me to make the content for you? I really want to make it for you so that we can enjoy it together. Oh my god, I really cracked myself up. But seriously, sunglasses, premium, shoes and vintage pieces, bags, and then eventually ready to wear. That's how I would say you can think of how to build it. So that's how like I started, and of course I got gifted things here and there. Thank you God for just providing for me in a myriad of ways. And when I started my job, like that gave me like the flexibility to then like whip out my card and do what I want. But I hope this has been helpful. Let me know what else you want to see. I love it when you guys comment because it actually like I want to film what you want to see. So if you tell me, then I can film it. But thank you so much for those that always comment. Please do comment. Tell me what you enjoyed. Tell me like if there's anything you're thinking of buying. I will try and find like a whole host of things that I think are good for starting a collection and put them in the description box below. But do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please don't forget to subscribe. There's so many of you that watch my videos. Don't you want to see the RTW content? Just joking. Bye guys.